So this morning we're taking a little break from a couple things on the farm. We did a little road trip and we're down visiting Kelderman Manufacturing. We're here to pick up a corn reel for our corn head. Since we have a lot of down corn this year, we figured that'd be something handy for us. Look at this building. Coop, would you like having a shop like this?
It's too small.
Any idea where we need to go?
We're gonna go over that little building right over there and check in. I would drive one of them. We're gonna see some pretty neat stuff here, guys. My directions are mixed up here for some reason.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
We figured out our way into the building. We've been walking around for a little bit. We found Jeff Kelderman.
Hey, I'm Jeff Kelderman, owner of Kelderman Manufacturing here in Oskaloosa.
He's got a lot of really cool stuff for us to see today. We're excited. Is this one of your friends?
Yes, it is. Rutledge Wood. He's a really cool dude.
We have our saw area here where we have our steel inventory. This is where all the tubing comes in. It'll get bent. It'll either go to the laser, to the tube laser to get holes laser cut in it. The round stuff will go over to the machine shop where they'll do their thing.
My thought right now is, how wide is this building and how long is it?
We do third-party manufacturing, so this is a project we're doing for Vermeer. We're cutting these parts. Right here is just a short nest, meaning between doing full sheets, they got a couple pieces that maybe we're missing from another kit, so they're gonna laser cut these real quick.
We need some of this at home.
What's this machine cost?
Well, a lot. This setup with the lift master and our nitrogen is just around about 1.1 million. Pocket change right there.
You've done that a time or two.
Getting our gas for the welders, forklifts, torches, be ready to rock and roll here in a little while. What makes the Kelderman Corn Reel so effective is it's bent. And that's so you can still get into standing corn and not knock it down.
All of these pieces of metal are going to be made into more corn reels. How many reels is this going to make?
Well, this will probably make about 100. We're shipping about 30 a day right now. We crank them out pretty fast, but we also got 55 guys working here.
That's incredible.
This is where the welding takes place. Doesn't matter if it's a corn reel or an air ride, but we're gonna see a bunch of guys welding back here. So we got mounting brackets for dang near every head ever created. Our air conditioning, I stand here a lot during the day. This is an air ride system for the new 2020 Chevy 4500, 5500, 6500 chassis cabs. We've got a really awesome air ride because these trucks ride terrible.
Cooper's met his match.
Coop, do you think you're a better welder?
This is my brother Clint. He also owns the company. He's in charge of getting them out the door when it says that. How long have you been working here?
16 years.
16 years. So Jason started out here when we started building big trucks. I needed a stereo guy. He just came over here and started building stereos for all these trucks. You know, things evolved where we kind of don't do the stereo stuff near as much. And now Jason runs our air ride control system. We have fun here, don't we? Yeah, we do. There's a lot of laughing going on.
Do you pay him to say that?
No, I don't pay him if he doesn't say it. How's that?
We got truck components for days.
About 4 years ago, we decided to build our own bumpers, and the reason for that is we're building all these trucks here, and we're using a bunch of other brands of bumpers, which were good, but it wasn't able to get us a distinguished look. So we decided, let's make our own grill, got our own bumpers to go with our suspension, send your truck to build, have it built here in Iowa, and you get it back, it's a Kelderman truck.
Don't touch things you don't know what you're touching. Your fingers will get oily.
Custom.
A couple years ago, I mean, we got our bumper thing going. Well, the next thing was shocks. You know, we were using Fox shocks, which is a good shock, but everybody has Fox shock, and every Fox shock coming off the shelf is its own valving. Well, we use air ride suspension, which acts differently than leaf springs and coils. So I got hooked up with some really great guys up in northern Minnesota, and here we go. We have our own Kelderman shock.
You guys see all these boxes? All of them? One of these costs $440. And just to kind of clarify for everybody, when Jeff's talking about an air ride suspension, on a truck or a van, they have the suspension down here. Instead of having these springs, Jeff comes in and he puts an airbag in here. Basically exactly what's on the sprayer. So that results in a buttery smooth ride. The organization of this building is also just incredible. This thing's like 600 feet long and 200 feet wide, and everything has a spot. Nothing out of place.
The air ride systems came around in 1990 when my dad went and bought a new Cummins.
Yeah?
Well, he drove it home and he thought, he was trying to figure out if he was going off the road or hitting the button, what's going on. Those things rode so bad. And I was a senior in high school, and I remember he got a brand new truck. And, you know, that didn't happen a lot around here. So I was pretty excited. I come back like Monday from school and the box is off and it's sitting in the corner, you know, all torn apart. What are you building now, Dad? He's like, this thing rides too rough. We need an air ride suspension for it. And that is how Kelderman Air Ride was built. And that's what 80% of the stuff in this building now is air ride suspensions from my dad buying that 1990 Dodge.
That's pretty good when you take it right off the showroom and tear it apart and put something better on.
In a few minutes you're going to see stuff brand new off the showroom, all torn apart, because that's what we do every day. So this is our powder coat line. I'm extremely proud of this thing. It takes up 12,000 square feet. One of my engineers designed the whole layout of it. This thing's been running about 18 hours a day.
She's creeping along on this conveyor real slow. If you don't know the difference between powder coating and painting, powder coating is a lot more durable, but there's also more of a process to it.
This is our truck shop where we build all the cool stuff. We're not working on combines in here. We are working on brand new pickups. Trucks from all over. This truck's from New Jersey, stock height. Just guy just hauling a big fifth wheel, wants it to ride smoother, doesn't want any flash or anything. Go here, this guy's from California, repeat customer, 2019 Ram, the big boy.
I'd put this against my Geo any day. Oh my. Door handle's at my head. Hey Neva, try getting in that.
That thing is taller than me. I can almost stand underneath it. Took a little bit of a jump, but we're in. Can you imagine me driving this thing?
My tires on my truck, the whole tire's the size of this rim. These are stock wheels. These are the new ones.
I think a guy could walk through this place 10 times in an hour and you'd see something new every time.
Takes you an hour to walk from one side to the other non-stop.
I actually came to look at this baler.
It's a self-propelled baler with its own rake on the front, so it rakes it into a windrow, and then it picks up the hay there. Makes the hay, then kicks it out on the back, and it stacks 3 bales high, and then it sets them down in a nice pile.
Vans that transport people around stuff, they'll bring them in here, put their airlift suspension on. They don't just do the fancy trucks too. I mean, that's something they really take pride in, but they do all kinds of different vehicles. Motorhomes.
Geoprisms?
No, haven't done any Geos. Don't plan on to either.
Oh, my heart.
Some of that you want to sit in the back of the truck or you want it all on a trailer?
We got this giant trailer for this.
Hey, good form, good form.
This is the Kelderman fitness program. All my guys get in a lot better shape
Yeah.
during corn reel season than the rest of the season.
Dave, this was a bad idea. Whose idea was this?
Cool, guess what?
What?
We're matching.
Hey, if somebody wants to buy me something, I'd accept it. Guys, I let you down. Normally when I go visit other business owners, I like to ask them if they were to give advice to someone who's just getting started in business, what advice would they give? Jeff did an entire thing and I forgot to hit the record button. But fortunately, I was able to get a little bit of it, so this is what I got.
All right, so I've been real fortunate and have some really good business advisors that help me out over the years. What I've been told and what I try is I have a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, and a 5-year plan. What happens as a business owner, starting out, whatever, everybody's got stuff to do all the time. Well, 6 months or a year can go by and you'll look back and you're like, well, I wanted to design this, I wanted to develop this. You gotta have a roadmap. What are we gonna do for the first year, our 3rd year, and our 5th year? How are we gonna get there? 1, 3, and 5, that changed my whole entire business concepts.
So it's a little chaotic in the Kelderman factory, so we're gonna talk about the corn reel here in the shop. So since we got smacked by 120-mile-an-hour winds a few weeks ago, our corn is pretty down and mangled up, so we're just concerned that going through the field, we might have some issues with corn getting caught up on the head. Basically what will happen is we'll get corn bridging across the snoots and then it won't let anything into here, so it'll just plug it up. So the corn reel will come into play because it mounts to the back of the corn head and then the reel will stick out over where the corn comes into these snoots and then it'll spin and it'll help just feed that corn into the row.
Well, let's make sure we got some goodies in here because you never know. They give you a cat with a corn reel. How you doing, buddy?
So when it comes to corn reels, they really don't get much more basic than the Kelderman.
He wants to go back home.
Yeah, you found your box, didn't you? This is the entire reel. These 3 pieces of metal, the components in this box, and this stuff.
And you know what will happen? You look at it, it doesn't look like that much stuff, and we'll start putting it together. 2.5 weeks later, when we get it put together, and we'll be looking at it, what took so long? That's the way it goes.
We chose Kelderman. The main reason was, well, 1, it was a lot cheaper. 2, our combine, it's really light in the back, and some with the paddles. I think they weigh a couple thousand pounds. This can't weigh but 800 pounds maybe. So we chose that for the lightness of the weight. And 2, this is way easier to take off. There's just 2 things that bolts on the frame of the corn head, and then the rest comes off and it plugs right into the hydraulics. So the reel is ran off of the plug-in where we use the reel to run the bean head reel. 2 big things was the price was a lot cheaper and the weight was a lot lighter.
And it's also just a really simple unit. They really haven't changed the design at all since the late 1970s. There's really not any moving parts to these. They're just good old reliable. Jeff did say that the major thing that they've changed since the 1970s was that they use thicker metal now. And these are also powder coated. To be honest, we're not really looking forward to running a corn reel just because nobody likes running and down corn. It can be really stressful, but we are glad that we picked it up because if we have corn that's piling up on the corn head, it's a lot better to run 1.5 miles an hour and not have to get out than to have to get out every 50 feet. Are you looking forward to running the corn reel this fall, Dad?
I've never ran one before, so Could be interesting.
Don't worry guys, you'll see it in action here pretty soon. We'll be installing it here probably later this week. So there we have it guys. Kelderman Corn Reel. That's what we decided to get. You know, sadly, I did not get that truck. It was pretty stinking cool though. Speaking of trucks, Kelderman does make a premium air ride suspension for a truck. So if you're interested in that or a corn reel, I'll include the link to their website in the description. You guys can get a hold of them from there. A little bit different change of pace in today's video, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching guys. We'll see you in the next one.